What is up, everybody? Welcome to Crunch Time. It is a pretty big day. If you are a hoops head, if you're an NBA fan, or if you just like sports in general, and I think most people here certainly are that, basketball's back, baby. We've been waiting. I've been waiting. I hate baseball, so God, I've been waiting for a long time. We're back in these NBA streets, joined by two of the OGs, two of the sharpest minds in the biz. We got Noto, Derek Farnsworth in the house. What up, Noto? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Good to be back. About the viewers behind the scenes a little bit. We're talking about some K-pop Demon Hunters, some Miss Rachel, just all kinds of things going on behind the scenes. But yeah, good to be back. Always love doing a show with both of you. So let's get after it.
Yeah, Derek already in the chat. The first of the year. Any weather concerns tonight? There's always, and he's kidding, but there's always someone pissed off that I'm on an NBA show because I'm a weatherman. Some other host would be on an NBA show. He's got another job too. We all, we all got different shit we do. I love basketball. I love talking about it. I love watching it, and I love playing DFS to it. I am having some problems building lineups. We'll get into that in a little bit. There's not enough value. I need more value, and maybe my guy Chop can help us out. Head Chopper in the house. What's up, man? How are you?
Chilling, man. Chilling, ready for game one, because I'm not gonna lie, the last time I was this excited for a Rockets basketball season, it was the summer they signed Chris Paul to pair with James Harden. Since then, it went really downhill. It's been a long ride, but I legitimately look at this team and I see good things. So I'm ready for this year.
I am in Houston. I'm so stoked. I think even though we're not as good with Van Fleet being injured, I'm more excited because now we get to see Point Amen or what Reed Shepherd can do. It's weird. I'm more excited for the season with him out, which is a weird thing to say. Am I crazy, Chop?
I mean, if you're wanting the Rockets to have a better shot at winning long term, It's a little bit crazy, but it's weird that there's a chance. He's a veteran, and he doesn't really rely on his athleticism as much. So
you want him coming back.
So there's a chance he comes back later in the year and helps out. And until then, you get a really good look at what Reed and Amin can do at the point guard, and you might just discover something. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but I got a feeling the Rockets starting lineup tonight will not look even vaguely the same in game two, but we'll see.
Interesting. All right. Well, we will dive into that and more in just a little bit. In the meantime, welcome. Have a bunch of people in the chat saying, hey, excited to be back, or it's been a while. Rahul says, I haven't been here in years. Hey, welcome. You have joined at the right time, no doubt. You got three guys here who are just excited to talk some basketball. Rocket Sauce says, I took the Houston money line. Am I crazy? I took Houston straight up. Yeah, I think Houston's got a legit shot of winning this game. So I'm on board. Everybody still looks the same. That is very kind. I don't know about that, but well, we will certainly take it. What we usually do here is we're going to start on FanDuel. Chop, Noto. I don't know how different the two sites are. It's only two games, right? We don't have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. Are there any pricing differences? Because my plan was talk about FanDuel, do a build, talk about DraftKings, do a build. Is that a stupid plan because it's the same thing on both sites, or no? Are there some differences worth noting?
Yeah, there's some differences. I think we could do that way for sure.
Okay, very good. Well, then that is the game plan. Let's start it off. Let's talk about maybe this slate in general. Before we even get into position by position, and we'll do that, I want both of your thoughts on this slate in general. It's two games. Noto, your key takeaway as you try to prepare and try to take down, $100,000 or whatever you're trying to win tonight. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's more injuries than usual for an opening night. So that kind of helps open up some value plays that we can get to. As far as the stars go, it's hard for me not to lock in Luka Doncic with no LeBron. So that's kind of my first piece into my lineup. I talked about Amen Thompson. I'm sure we'll talk about him a lot. One of my favorite plays as well. But yeah, I mean, it's not overly difficult to make lineups, which is kind of nice. Sometimes on these 2-game slates, we're rostering a bunch of guys that we don't even know how many minutes they're going to see. And, there's certainly some question marks with these rotations. But yeah, I like the slate. I like the way it's shaping up. And you can build lineups without having to look too bad.
Yeah. I feel like Luka is the only value piece that I'm really excited about, which is crazy to say. He's 11K, but like, he's underpriced, right? 11K for what he's going to do with no LeBron seems like lock that in and figure it out from there. Chop, anything you want to go over, whether it's building strategies or whether it's the slate in general before we dive into position by position?
No. My big takeaway from the 2 games was that, I mean, they're almost polar opposites. On this one hand, you have the best defensive team in the NBA last year, potentially the best defensive team in the NBA this year squaring off. And then in the other game, the late night hammer is all offense. So 2 different builds, but yet I still find myself coming back to a bunch of the pieces in the first game just for various reasons. So we can get into it, but it's a really interesting dynamic tonight.
It's that homerism. I keep looking at these Rocket players and prices. I don't actually really like the Rocket prices, but again, we'll dive into it. Let's go position by position. Let's kick it over to FanDuel. We'll work our way through. We'll start over there at point guard. Noto, you can lead us off. Obviously, we talked about Luka, but what are your thoughts at point on FanDuel?
Yeah, so Luka, lock and load play for me. Not too surprising there. Let's see. I always take a minute to pull up the different prices. After that, I mean, Stephen Curry always seems a little underpriced on FanDuel compared to DraftKings. I know we get the 3-point bonus over there on DK, but 8.1 is a good price point. Looks like he's going to be pretty popular. SGA is going to be pretty popular. Amen Thompson. So there's a lot of good options here. I think those 4 guys are kind of going to dominate the ownership. Then if you want to get different, kind of like AJ Mitchell, now that we know Isaiah Joe is going to be out, Jalen Williams is out too. He's a guy that could see 20-plus minutes in this spot, played pretty well in the preseason. So he's one of my favorite value pieces to kind of make things work. I don't know. The Lakers guys I'm not as interested in. Gabe Vincent, Marcus Smart. I mean, you can certainly go there. They're both veterans. I did like that Gabe Vincent kind of gave Cooper Flagg the welcome to the NBA moment. I don't know if you guys caught that in the preseason, but I think he made 5 or 6 threes against them in the first quarter. That was pretty fun to watch. But, yeah, for me, I'm probably just going to be eating the chalk with Luka, Amen Thompson, and then going from there.
Okay, very good. Chop, your thoughts at point on FanDuel? I mean, you've got some options. Certainly the spend ups in Luka, but also as Noto mentioned, you got some cheapies as well.
Yeah, he covered most of it. The only thing I would say is, in addition to that, whatever Luka's ownership is tonight, the more I think about it, I just don't think it's enough. Yep. I just think he's that one. Like, he's probably, when he's healthy, the best DFS real life player out there. So you get him on a small slate
with LeBron out.
And I know we don't. I know we go through this every year with certain guys, but he really is. He's literally in the best shape he's been in probably since he was 16 years old.
The only time it's ever been real. He's really the best shape of his life. Really,
I think he's on he's got a summer under his belt. He got traded midseason. Like, it's hard to come into a new system, and that's a pretty good system for Redick down there. Now he got a summer under his belt to get all that stuff. Like, everything's just shaping up for him to be just a monster, and we're going to get him on a 2-game slate, and people aren't going to play him. So I think Luka's just an awesome play tonight. I prefer him over SGA by a wide margin. If you could squeeze them both on your team, man, good luck to you. The rest of it's going to look a little bit weird, but Noto hit on Curry. The price tag on FanDuel much better than DraftKings. I would rather, and I am going to play him on FanDuel. I'm going to play him on DraftKings too, but that's just a GPP over there. Over here on FanDuel, he's practically a cash game play. You hit on Amen Thompson. Some of the other guys, I wouldn't touch Reed Shepard tonight. This is not a good matchup for him. Like, I told you in the pre-game or a minute ago that I think next game, I think I don't even know who they play, depending on the matchup. Reed Shepard probably starts, and Steven Adams goes to the bench, and So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts. I think they're going to do this by game, by matchup. And you get out there against OKC with that defensive force and a massive point guard over there on the other side in SGA. I just don't think they're going to turn Reed Shepherd loose tonight. I think moving forward, he's going to have much better matchup. He's going to be very good. It's just not tonight. So that's a fade for me right there. And I know Noto didn't necessarily jump off the charts to Gabe Vincent, but probably my favorite salary saver. Not going to put up massive numbers, but again, I don't think we've seen Gabe Vincent in a Lakers uniform healthy yet. Like, he came from the Heat. He was never healthy. So now he's healthy. He gets to play next to Luka. Man, that's going to help his game out a lot. I can just see him pushing out a bunch of value here at this price tag. So I kind of like Gabe Vincent here.
All right. On a Reed Shepherd note, my hope is that they're starting with this big lineup and they're going to pivot to Reed at point for most of the game. And that's not quite what I think will happen, but I have some lineups where in my head and in my build, that's what I'm hoping happens. And you're probably right, Chop. Maybe he only gets 8 minutes tonight. I don't know, but I do have some builds where I'm hoping that Reed eventually gets point guard run. So I do have him in some lineups for sure. Let's go to shooting guard, Chop. What are we doing there?
Yeah, so I think the play here, I mean, some of the guys are the same. We mentioned it. Amin Thompson is a great play. I definitely like Amin. I'm going to actually talk him in a minute when we talk later on down the road. But I think that the play here is Austin Reeves. It seems like with LBJ out, Austin Reeves is the guy. So again, a lot of these guys, Corey, you could go Lou Dort. Lou Dort's in this shooting guard category. I'm not big on the Oklahoma City value. I just kind of feel like a lot of that, what they do is a rug pull. SGA is awesome, and if you catch a good Chet game, I think Hardenstein's good. We'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
But like their guards, like the Carusos and Lou Dorts, sometimes they can be a bit rough. Like one of them will have a big game. One of them has a big game. You're trying to find out which one it is. So I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I think this is a pretty weak category. I did find myself with a little bit of Gary Payton because of the injuries over there at Golden State. Just a little bit of Gary Payton because he's so cheap, and the Lakers theoretically should be a pretty weak defense. And it's a 2-game slate. If this is a 7-game slate, I'm not touching GP3, but there's not. Austin Reeves, I think, is the one that stands out here that we didn't talk about at point guard. He's with LBJ out and playing next to Luka. This should shape up to be a pretty good game for him.
Yeah. Noto, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm with Chop. I think Ahmed Thompson's the top play for sure. I do like the Austin Reeves call. I know Luka didn't play in the preseason, but his numbers were awesome. He averaged 1.34 DK, 1.27 FD points per minute, 33% usage rate. So he's coming in with a lot of confidence. I like that game too. I think it's going to be played at a pretty fast pace. Agree on Lou Dort and some of the OKC guys. It's just hard to trust them. Cason Wallace, Lou Dort. Again, I think AJ Mitchell is probably my favorite of the cheap OKC guys, but yeah. And then I don't mind Pods. He was really good in the preseason too. 1.26 DK fantasy points per minute, 1.21 FanDuel. So guy that can put points up quickly. And, if he doesn't start, I do think that's going to help on the ownership front. But overall, shooting guard, not the strongest position.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Let's go to small forward, where again, I don't know, maybe we're going to end up saying not the strongest position, but maybe I'm wrong. Noto, what are you doing there?
Yeah. So I hate to keep quoting, preseason metrics, but man, Aaron Wiggins was awesome in the preseason. Yeah. Well over fantasy point per minute. He's only 3,900 tonight on FanDuel. I think that's one of the biggest misprices on the slate. It's easy to
5K on DK.
Yeah. And I think he's a good play over there too at 5K. So that kind of shows how underpriced he is.
Yeah.
Plus we have no Jalen Williams. So got to think his minute floor is going to be a little bit higher than usual. So he's my favorite play there. I think you just lock in and eat that chalk. We haven't had like 70% ownership, which isn't great, but still there's not a lot of like reliable values on this slate. Then we have Austin Reeves there too. I think we talked about him enough. Sounds like Kuminga might draw the start. Shams is reporting he's going to probably start over Al Horford. So he's a guy that's, put up big fantasy point per minute numbers throughout his career. He's probably going to be even better this year. Just continues to progress throughout his career. So I think he's in play at 5,500 against the Lakers. Interested to hear you guys' takes on Durant since you guys are the Rockets fans here. But I'm probably going to be underweight on Butler just because I'm going to be overweight on Curry, at least on FanDuel.
Yeah. Chop, you can start with the KD thing. There's just a lot of dudes on Houston who need to get fed, and adding Durant to that makes me worried about, like, I don't know. Is he going to get his shots up?
Well, I would disagree that a lot of dudes need to be. Actually, those guys, their games aren't really predicated on taking a bunch of shots. Like Amin Thompson is just like all over the place, and he doesn't need his shots. He'll take some.
Yeah.
Şengün we'll talk about him in a minute, but he doesn't need those shots, and I think they got a game plan for him. Like
Are you on KD? Are you playing him?
Not tonight, because I just think that for him to really get there, and the price tags are fair. They're about what they are going to be this year. Maybe they bump up a little bit higher moving forward, but for him to get there, I don't just need him to go out there and score 25 points, which he can do. I need him to grab those rebounds too.
Not on this squad.
Yeah, not tonight. Not with the two bigs and then all the other stuff going on here. I just don't know that it's he's fine, man. He could break the slate. You never know, but I'm not on it. But I think his game plays pretty well with the guys that he's going to be playing with. So one of those guys is Tari Eason down here. I think Eason's a dynamite guy off the bench. If you catch a good Eason game, you're getting like 5+ defensive stats there, steals and blocks, and then he's making his threes. So he's a GPP play. You mentioned Kuminga. Jimmy Butler's awesome. I'm curious to see, this is to me, one of the big questions on the night is, what does Steve Kerr do with it's opening night? You've had all summer to rest. Are you still really going to run 11 guys out there, 10 guys out there, like, and not give Butler his full run? Like, are you really going to do that? I know it's a long season, but man, it's opening night, man. If we can get the good run out of Butler Curry, those guys are going to be awesome together. You play them together in the same lineup. So always a big fan of Butler, especially in a big primetime game like this. Wiggins, good call. Other than that, I think the rest of the guys we've already touched on at shooting guard.
Okay, very good. Let's go to power forward. Chop.
The big value, or not the big value, but I think one of the big players we haven't talked about yet, Chet Holmgren. I'm curious on Chet Holmgren tonight. This is not an easy matchup for him. He's going to be he's going to struggle with the rebounds a little bit if you're playing against a bunch of size out there. You're going to have to hit your 3-point shots if you're Chet. Not sure they're going to put him. I honestly think they're going to put him in a blender on defense. I think they're going to try to get him off the court. So I think he might be the guy they target on defense, and they might make a OKC coach make some decisions right there. So I'm interested to see. I'm not on Chet. So maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe that bites me, but don't love Chet. Guy I do like is Draymond. I think Draymond is a chance at a real low end triple-double, 10, 10, and 10. I think that's a possibility against the Lakers tonight. So super, super price tag. Another Rocket. I think when we play 82 games, I think you're going to grab a handful of games where Jabari Smith could be on your GPP winning lineup. I don't know if it's tonight, but I love his game moving forward all summer long. Just anywhere you saw any pictures in Houston of Kevin Durant, you saw Jabari Smith tagging him like they were on a string together. He tagged along with him all summer. I think he's going to be a better player for it. And so I like Jabari moving forward. Tonight's a tough one, though, man. Tonight's a tough matchup. Can't forget OKC's was the best defense in NBA last year. So, but I like him moving forward. Don't know about tonight. We'll see if the 3-point shots fall. Al Horford is not on the radar. I don't even think he's going to start. Jared Vanderbilt's ending up in some optimals. Not a fan of that. I don't want to correct Noto, but Jalen Williams is playing tonight. Just not the right one. Just not the good one.
I was like, wait, what? Oh, shoot.
It's not the good
play.
That's messed up.
It's the kid from Arkansas, and he's not as good. That's for sure. But Jake LaRavia is ending up on some optimals. I don't know how that happened, but I got him in a few builds because he can stuff the stat sheet. He's one of those guys. So on a 2-game slate, I'm on board with that for some.
Yeah. Okay. Noto, power forward. What are your thoughts?
every time I have to write about the Rockets, Jabari Smith's a wild card. You never know if he's getting 10 or 35. It's just one of those guys that relies so
I'm playing
heavily.
more of him than I want to. I'll tell you that.
It's just like, is he going to hit a bunch of threes against the Thunder? I don't know. So it worries me, but he's always a guy you want to target in tournaments. Getting him a less than 20% ownership on a 2-game slate is at least somewhat appealing. I'm with Chop. I'm not playing any Chet tonight. I just think I'm fine being underweight there. OKC has so many guys. I do like Hardenstein, which we'll get to. Then I like Kuminga, Draymond, 2 of the better point per dollar options for me on FanDuel at any position. And then, Eason is interesting. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. I like that call quite a bit. But again, Aaron Wiggins probably my favorite. Then you can go to Kuminga, Green, Jabari. Are you playing any Rui Hachimura, Chop?
Man, I'd have to look it up. Let me see. I think very little. I'm not a big Rui guy. I don't know, not a lot, just a little, but I think he's playable. It's only 2 games, but I will say this much: talking about Jabari and to a lesser extent Tari Eason. Now that I think about it, I remember last year OKC. If you could poke one hole in their defense, find one spot where they kind of struggle a little bit on defense, they do let you have those corner threes. And if you can make them, you're good to go. They can take away, suffocate just about everything else, but they let you have the corner three. So maybe if Jabari does get hot that's kind of where he's going to shoot from anyway. He likes out there on the elbow or the corner three. So maybe that's a spot. Maybe he gets hot tonight, man.
Did get a question from CW, and I'll let either of you have it. If you have to choose one, Jabari or Eason, they're similar prices. I think Jabari starting, and at least on DK, Eason is more expensive, I believe. Who would you prefer out of those two?
I mean, I would say Jabari for a couple of reasons. He's getting the start. I think he's going to have a big year. They're both just GPP guys for me, so I'm going to take the one that's a little safer. And the second reason was I'm not sure, but I don't think we've seen Tari Eason all preseason. So, I'm a little worried that we get a rug pull on him for some reason.
So that was my concern with him is with KD coming in at that, wing position, is he going to get his minutes just absolutely gutted, or is he still what do we have his minutes projection at? See, Tari Eason, here we go. He's at 25. All right.
I think in the long run, they want to keep Durant healthy enough.
Yeah.
And they're not going to run his minutes up too much, although Ime's kind of like that. He'll give his starters a bunch, but I think he gets plenty of minutes throughout the year. Yeah. But I'm just worried about tonight. Like, why, was there something behind the scenes that we didn't know about his foot that he had all those issues with for 2 years? I don't know. So because of that, I'll choose Jabari.
So we did play in 3 preseason games. Not sure that matters much, but I'm on Jabari too.
Okay. Noto, let's go to center. What are we doing there?
Yeah, interesting position. Ayton's looking really good, especially over on DraftKings, which we'll get to. FanDuel, love Hardenstein. I like that, Houston is matching up with him, playing Steven Adams at center. I think that's going to help Hardenstein's minute floor. So he's my favorite for sure. And then on the other side, you got Steven Adams, who's drawn a start at 3.9K. So if you need to save at the position, certainly don't mind going down to Adams. And then my favorite tournament play is Şengün. I mean, just a dude that can do a little bit of everything. His numbers in the preseason were incredible. 1.94 FanDuel points per minute. I know it's a small sample size and all that, but I mean, he's been balling. So I like those 3 guys, and I'm not really looking at anyone else at center.
It's kind of sneaky, a lot of good plays. Chop, who are your favorites there at center? I want to get multiple of these dudes in, but I can't.
Man, I was up multiple nights over the summer grinding the 2 a.m. Turkey basketball tape. And I know
Are you full of shit? Are you messing with me?
Şengün is in for his biggest year. He's going to be off the charts. Here's the sneaky thing about Van Vliet going down. I think they run so much offense through Şengün and
like
Durant.
Jokic situation.
Yes, Durant's talked about it. He said how big of a playmaker he is. I think they're gonna try to get him on Chet, and I think they're gonna run so much offense through him, and he's gonna. I put in the expert survey today, something about assists between him and Amin Thompson, because one of them is going to go off.
Yep.
As a playmaker, and I think it's going to be Şengün. He's going to rack up a bunch of assists. His points are, he can get 15 plus points in his sleep. He's just got that kind of game.
Yeah,
the rebounds are there. Like man, it's not a great matchup. Obviously, you don't want to start off with this kind of matchup, but I'm pinning a lot on Şengün tonight. I think he's an awesome play.
God, I love to hear it. All right, I'm gonna throw in another entry because I'm short on Şengün, and he's like my favorite player in the NBA. So I got to get on that. Okay, good stuff. I want to kick it to DraftKings. I know we got a lot of people building over there as well, so we will do that. In the meantime, want to let the people know, best deal in the industry, it's right here. If you want NFL DFS, maybe you like NBA and NFL, maybe you want to bring in some NHL, why not get more bang for your buck? Combo Pro, limited time, first month of Combo Pro, $79.99. That's only $5 more than if you're just paying for NFL. So make sure you're signing up for that. Get the Combo Pro. We got some really good value. And then if you're one of those who you want to just have a little taste, a little nibble, you can do that. DFS tools here without the full season commitment. You can get a 3-day NFL pass, access to anything you need. We've got optimizers, lineup HQ, player projections, ownership percentages, all that. You can also get SimLabs, NFL, all of it, $9.99 for your 3-day pass. So I would recommend you check that out as well. Chris says, I've got 0 Şengün and 0 KD. I mean, I get that. They're both GPP plays. Neither of them are must-haves, but they both could break the slate as well. Okay, let's flip it. Let's talk about DraftKings. Chop, why don't you lead us off there at point?
So we got the RG push. It says Kuminga is expected to start tonight. So
does that change things? Did we know that?
It was kind of like a couple hours ago. They were kind of floating the idea, but to get it confirmed is always nice. So it'll be interesting. At point guard, again, Luka is just the everything right here. So I prefer him over SGA if you're spinning up between those two stars. I still shoved Curry on my one DraftKings lineup because it's the matchup. And, even though he's a little bit more pricey over here on DraftKings, I'm still going to shove him in there because I want that Luka versus Curry run back. I want those two guys in that same game going at it, and I'll figure it out from there. Amin Thompson, 7,900 is a decent price over here. The only thing I worry about Amin just a little bit tonight is he's an aggressive player. I don't know if you saw the preseason, and he even went at it in the preseason. Like did he get into it? He went at it with Tyler Hero last year. He's been at it with a bunch, and in the preseason,
God, I freaking love that guy.
In the preseason, he went at it with somebody I forgot. I thought he was going to get suspended for this game. He almost looked like he threw a punch, but he's an aggressive guy. Yeah. Now you got to line up against the foul baiter himself, man, the guy who's ruining the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I'm worried about foul trouble. I hope he don't get into foul trouble. As far as the other point guards over here, the only one is Gabe Vincent, still 3,500 over here, 3,700 on FanDuel. Just a good price. I don't think he breaks the slate, but for just that kind of price tag, I don't think he's not going to sink your GPP team. He's not going to be the one that destroys it, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. Noto, your thoughts at point on DraftKings?
Yeah, same thing for me. Lock in Luka. I agree on Curry. I think he's a nice GPP play. I'll take Mitchell over Vincent for my cheap value tonight, but I think both are viable. Vincent's got that higher minute floor. I think Mitchell's is a little bit better per minute producer from an upside perspective. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can go with pods, maybe go with smart, but the guys I'm going to be underweight on, SGA and Chet, which makes me nervous.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to shooting guard. Hey, side note, while I'm just building my lineup, am I allowed to play Dalton Connect, or is that just an absolute no-go?
Not a guy that I was looking at.
I don't know about that one, man. I think you're pushing it. Like you're really hoping
I had to check in with the experts.
I mean, you need to be like a blowout or something that we have no idea that Redick is planning. I don't think there's much to him.
All right, taking him out. Noto shooting guard. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good position for sure. At least better on DraftKings than it is on FanDuel, but. Yeah, you got Reeves there, Amin Thompson. Actually, I wouldn't say better. It's pretty ugly, but I would just lock in Amin Thompson and go from there. Like you mentioned, I do worry about foul trouble a little bit, But if you have to prioritize one or the other, Chop, are you taking Amen or Şengün?
I wrote Amin Thompson in the survey, and then as the day went on, I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about the foul baiting and everything, and so it's Şengün for me right now, pretty heavy. Although Amin could obviously go like 7 blocks and steals and run it up that way, but it's Şengün right now.
Might have to make the swap with you.
No, I mean, don't, if you're feeling, Amin's great. I think Amin Thompson is, what is this, year 3, man? Yeah, he's about to get off this year.
Yeah.
This is a tough matchup for him, but then Noto pretty much summed up the shooting guards. I'll just say on a side note, it really doesn't mean much for DFS, but I just really dislike Podziemski. I just don't like him. Is
it the name? Is it the attitude?
Man,
what is it?
It's the attitude. It's the Noto. You know what I'm talking about. But you know way you can like that guy, right?
For sure. For sure.
He seems like a jerk and thinks he's so much better than he really is. I don't know, man.
Yeah. All right.
It doesn't mean nothing for the slate, but I won't be playing that much of him.
Okay. I think we're a small forward. Chop, what are you doing there?
Yeah. So again, Kevin Butler's fine. Kevin Durant's fine, but I'm not getting too much of him. It's just the price and everything. Jimmy Butler, I think, is awesome. $8K on DraftKings is a good price for a guy who can do everything Jimmy can do with the stats. So I think Jimmy Butler's a good play over here. Aaron Wiggins is fine. Tari's still in play. Jake LaRavia is still in play. The other guys, I'm not much on Buddy Hyde so Caruso's kind of interesting. He's actually cheaper than Wiggins over here on DraftKings. I think it makes him kind of interesting, but at the same time, I just know I already talked about the OKC guys at the backcourt and the wings and any of them can absolutely do nothing in a game, even though they're going to project well. They could all do nothing, all except for one guy who gets off and wins you a GPP. And I don't think that guy is Caruso. So I'm just not a big, what does Caruso have to do to really have a monster game or a really good game? He needs to hit some 3-pointers. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do against this kind of lineup, man. Everywhere he turns is a 6'11" guy. Yeah. It's just going to be tough to get shots up over if you're him. I think they're going to need more athleticism. So I don't know. I'm not on him as much, but Jimmy Butler's my favorite small forward on DraftKings if you can afford him.
Real quick, we mentioned, was it Jake LaRavia who's now getting in some optimals? Are we playing this clown?
He's not a clown, bro.
Better than Connect, I think, for tonight.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. He's the guy I played instead of Connect, yeah. Yeah,
LaRavia is – so he's just an interesting – LeBron James, if he gets a little run, he doesn't need to make shots to pay off that price tag. He does a little bit of everything. So I think he's interesting. I think he's interesting like that. Really good salary saver if he gets the run.
Yeah, okay. Noto, I think we're at your thoughts on small forward, but I've kind of lost track because I'm building lineups while we're doing this.
Okay, it looks like Cason Wallace is starting instead of Aaron Wiggins tonight. So I don't know what to do with that. Still like Wiggins over on FanDuel, but I think he's definitely more of a question mark now on DraftKings at 5K. A guy that I was going to prioritize as small forward. So rethinking some things, might have to look to your boy LaRavia, Roth. Other than that, yeah, I like Butler. I think he's just a high floor guy. But yeah, do we think Wiggins is going to play?
Can we play Cason Wallace?
For sure. I think he's point guard, shooting guard.
I'm telling you, Roth, I've seen it all year long last year. One of these guys for OKC is really good, other than SGA and Chet. Yeah. And one of those guys is a GPP winner, and the rest of them leave you holding your all night.
That's just bad because I'm playing 2 or 3 of them in a few lineups, and I'm going to be holding 2 of my what's.
It's rough, man, but that's just the way they operate. So could it be Cason? Sure. Now that he's starting, that's very interesting. So, but then again, that could all just be fluff, and Wiggins ends up being the guy who scores 35. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to power forward. Noto, your thoughts there on DraftKings.
Yeah, so you got Draymond at 57. I think that's interesting. Kuminga is one of my favorite plays on the slate now that he's starting. Huge per minute numbers, like I mentioned in the preseason and towards the end of last year. So I'm going to prioritize him. Not going to get to Chet. I think Butler's fine. Terry Eason, another good GPP play. We mentioned him with Jabari. Again, we're leaning towards Jabari, and you do have that 3-point bonus there over on DraftKings. So I think that helps. But I think I'm just going to play Kuminga and probably only have one power forward in my lineups.
God, I'm trying so hard to do this like Luka Curry run back, and it's not going great for me. God, I need some salary. I need some money, Chop. What are you doing at power forward? Save me some money.
Let me see here. So we talked about most of these guys. Chet, don't like him. Kuminga's really good now that he's starting only 59. Draymond, I think, can pay off that 5,700 pretty easy just because he does a lot of different things. Jabari's fine. I actually did. Let me see. Oh, no, that's not the one. Let me see if I can find my lineup here on DraftKings for you. But I fit in. I did the Luka plus Curry plus Şengün, man. I just found a way.
Did you really?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. You gotta give it a shot because I like it. Ended up playing
Vincent.
Oh, I got there. No, I got there because of Gary Payton. Like, he's only 32. I know he has a pretty limited ceiling, but 3,200 combined with Gabe Vincent. I had to play on both. But on that, you're banking. I'm looking at it thinking, this is like this every night in the NBA. Which one is going to happen? If Luka goes for 80 points, which is well within his range of outcomes, it doesn't matter who you pair him with as a low salary saver. You're better off.
You need him.
Even if that other guy gets you 5 measly points, you're better with the 85 combined than the 2 mid-range guys you were going to take. And I just feel like Luka could do that tonight. And then plus you get the Curry run back. So yeah, I played some super cheap Gary Payton and Gabe Vincent on DraftKings to get there.
Yeah. Luka is the one guy I've got currently 8 lineups. So I'm hoping to get a few more in. Luka's the one guy that I have just across the board. Like I'm full in on that. Noto, what are your thoughts of power forward?
I already gave him.
My bad. What are your thoughts of center? How about that?
Yeah, center is a really good position. That's why it's hard to play Şengün because I love Hartenstein at 54. I love DeAndre Ayton. I think Ayton's just got one of the higher per dollar floors on the board. Good spot for him against Golden State. Their front court's a little undersized, so I think he's going to be a good bet for a double-double. And that's pretty much it for me. I mean, if you want to play Steven Adams, he's going to be lower owned on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel. But, I love Hartenstein and Ayton. And then if I can get there, I would love to play some Şengün too. Yeah.
It's crazy that we're not playing. What did you say that it was 3-7 Adams and he's starting?
Which site?
On DK, is that
4-2?
Oh, he's 4-2. All right. All right. What spot do you have more in the util? Point or center?
Center.
Chop?
Yeah, the big guys. The big guys are definitely like Noto
Ayton, Hartenstein.
I wish I could play more DeAndre Ayton. I like him tonight, but I just couldn't because, man, I'm stuffing Şengün in there. Like Draymond, Hartenstein is almost like he's projecting too well for that price tag. So you got to play some of him. Like there's a lot of big guys.
Yeah. All right, very good. I want to open this up. I want to make sure people are hitting the thumbs up, by the way. If you haven't done that yet, keep in mind that it is free. We're not asking you to pay money. We're just asking you to hit a like button. It's right there. It's right in front of your eyes. Just hit that like for us so that we can get this out to as many eyeballs as humanly possible. And we want to answer your questions as well. We typically start in the RG Discord, and that's where the cool kids hang out. So let's start right there. We've got 20 minutes until lock. Chop, I'll start with you from Ramazan. DKGPP. Last piece, 4,600 or less. I assume that's in the util. What are you doing at 4,600 or less?
Utility, 4,600 or less. Let me pull that, price that out real quick. Man, so you get me like 46. I'm playing more Gabe Vincent, but that would leave you 1,100 left over. I think the better play is probably just to max it out and go Caruso, even though I don't like him. but I don't like leaving 1,100 like left over like that. So, but I do like Gabe Vincent. So, and Laravia is good, but that's too much left over. So probably Caruso, but maybe Steven Adams too. I just don't know that Steven Adams is going to be like, I know he's getting the start, but that could also just still mean 12 minutes. We don't know. So,
right.
But I think
Caruso, we've got 22 minutes, and that could be way too high.
Like
that's
I think the safest thing is Caruso, but the rug pull scares me.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we've got. Pulling up the old Discord again. DKGPP, Kuminga or Draymond? I think maybe we answered that one. I'm not sure. Noto, Kuminga or Draymond?
I like Kuminga, but I like them both.
Yeah. All right. Right back to you, Noto. DKGPP, Wallace or Dort?
I don't know. Dort just, man, never a guy that I get right. I'm going to go Casey Wallace. He's actually in my lineup right now in DK, so we'll see if that sticks.
I can't play the defensive specialist in DFS. Like I love him. I approve, but just not for me in DFS. Who do we like more? This is from Test Chop. Wiggins or Caruso in a DKGPP? Is that just where we were kind of at?
I would say Wiggins in a GPP, but yeah, they both got their work cut out for them tonight, I think.
Okay. Next question, Peyton or Mitchell? Chop.
Oh, man. I know Noto likes Mitchell. I've got more Peyton, but I think it's a coin flip. I'll say Peyton. I know Noto likes Mitchell more, though.
Okay. Noto, Jackson Carr in the chat's coming with a few random names. By the way, if you want to get your questions answered, get them in now. We were spammed with random numbers because producer Steve thought it'd be a good idea to have everybody just type in random numbers.
I was wondering what was happening.
I'd have to scroll up forever to find a question. So if you have a question, go ahead and get it in. Two names that we have not discussed yet. Jackson brings both of them up. What about Post? And is Horford going to take all his minutes? Which also makes me think, what about Horford? So Post and Horford, any interest in either?
I think Post will still get, 6 or 7 minutes per half. But, definitely worried more with Horford in there. I'm not going to play Horford. I think he's fine. I think he's more of a guy you wait till the playoffs or till one of these other guys gets hurt. He gets a spot start, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Noto, you still playing Wiggins? In fact, the question is, are you still locking Wiggins? Because on FanDuel, I guess he was even cheaper. Are you still locking Wiggins on FanDuel now that he's not starting? This is probably pretty good for ownership, which, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, still locking him, and I think he's even better tournament play now. Probably going to come down a little bit on the ownership front.
Yeah. Do I have too much of him on DK? Nah, I'm not overweight. We're good.
I swapped to Kaysen. I don't know. Doesn't feel great.
Yeah. Durant or Jimmy Butler? Another guy we didn't talk a whole lot about in that range. We didn't discuss Jimmy Butler all that much, Chop. Durant or Butler, money doesn't matter.
Man, that's a good question because Durant's so much more expensive. And so it feels like the layup would be to say Durant's going to outscore him, but I like Jimmy Butler, man. This matchup, a little prime time. He doesn't show up very much for the regular season, but games like this he probably does, and he can just do so many things. And when he was with the Warriors after the trade deadline last year, he put up some monster games next to Curry. They played off of each other really well. So, man, I would hate to leave a ton of money on the table. Durant's going to project better, and he's more expensive. But I think Jimmy Butler probably has a pretty clean path to outscore him tonight, and I'd use that money somewhere else.
Yeah, I think your concerns with Durant are valid, where he could score 30 points and still not be the dude you want. In fact, that might even be the most likely outcome, is that he shoots the most on the Rockets. He scores the most on the Rockets.
Yeah.
But he barely gets any rebounds. He doesn't get any assists. And at the end of the night, you're like,
Jimmy's going to get rebounds. They're going to run the offense through him plenty. So he's going to get assists and he gets defensive stats in big games. And I'm not saying this is a massive game, but everybody likes to come out here on, opening night against the Lakers and they want to do something. They don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah. Buddy Hield, Chop, or Marcus Smart in a large field GPP? Excuse me, since I'm talking to you. Buddy Hyde or Marcus Smart?
Golly, that's a question right there, brother. I mean, I'm going to go Buddy Hyde because I just don't think there's very much ceiling with Marcus Smart. And we saw Buddy Hyde even in the playoffs.
That's what I was my last
against
memory of
my
him
Rockets.
burying like 8
When
threes.
he gets hot from 3-point range, he can still put up 30-plus fantasy points. I just don't think there's any path for Marcus Smart to have a big ceiling game. So I'll say Buddy Hyde.
Yeah. Do we discuss Horford? I mentioned it, but can we play Horford? Noto? Any Horford? Apparently, Horford is limited to 20 to 24 minutes. I don't know what his price is, but like,
I'm not playing him.
No. All right. That's fair. Head chop gave the head shake. Let's see what else we've got. Util, Noto, Steph or Şengün. I'm leaning towards playing 2 lineups.
Ooh. I'll take Şengün if you're not already playing 2 other centers. I like Şengün.
Do you have interest in kind of the Luka Steph run back, or even in a Luka lineup, you still want Şengün?
I mean, I always like pairing 2 superstars facing each other, especially on a 2-game slate. You know, we get one of the games to blow out, and the other one stays competitive, and then you're going to need those 2 superstars. But I wouldn't force it, but I do like building that way.
Yeah. All right. Jim says, hey, guys, is 5 lineups good and a 2-game slate on a DKGPP? Sure. Right. We got no problem with that.
Personal preference, you know?
Yeah, you do you. Just make sure that, and maybe I'm overstepping my bounds, but it would be wiser to do 5 single entries as opposed to 5 entries where people can play 150, because then people are putting in all kinds of combinations that you don't have. Chop, is that a crazy thought? If you're playing 5 lineups, do 5 single entries or 3 max entries?
No, not even a 2-game slate. Just for me, I just signed up for my NFL games today, and I go down and max enter the stuff I want to max enter, the 150, but I make sure that I also go in and check every single entry and 3 entry max. And I max out. I got to get in those because those are the ones at the end of the day that get you the most money in the long run. Not that the prize pools are bigger, but that's your best ROI is going to come from those spots. When you put together a good lineup, you're over here, it's going to get you $100. Over here, it's going to get you $1,000 because of the limited field. So definitely get in single entries if you can.
Very good. Okay, that is good to hear. Although sometimes you can win $1 million. Am I right? Am I right?
Sometimes you get lucky. Some guys get lucky. I tell you what, those some bitches get lucky. It happens.
On occasion, $1 million can be won. Jumping back into the RG Discord, see if I missed anything here. We got some people typing, but that's about all. We are 12 minutes until Lock Noto. After this, we've got a golf show, correct?
Yeah, I'll be on with STL Cards talking about the Bank of Utah. So in my backyard championship.
The tournament is called the Bank of Utah tournament.
Bank of Utah championship.
It's terrible. It's
terrible.
You heading out there this weekend?
I mean, not technically my backyard. It's like a 4-hour drive. I have a newborn, but I won't be there, but I'll be watching, you know?
Yeah. All right. Are actual golfers in it, or is it as terrible as the name sounds and there's not really any good golfers?
I mean, they know how to play, but they're not like the good golfers.
Yeah. They're not people I would know by name. That's fair.
Right.
Let's see. Curry and Amen or Shy and Paz. I don't even think this is a question, but I'm going to ask it. Chop, Curry, and Amen Thompson, or that foul baiter and that guy that nobody likes. What do you prefer?
That's one of the easiest questions I ask. Curry and Amen Thompson, no doubt about it.
It's like the coolest dude who has changed the game and is the most influential player probably in the last 2 decades, and the greatest single force that you've ever seen on the offensive and defensive end in Amen Thompson, or those 2 jabronis. It's no question. Nobody wants to play those jabronis. All right. Hey, guess what? We're running out of time. Give me the player that you think you've got him in your lineup and you're like, this is my guy. This is the dude. You're not the only one who has him, right? Other people are playing him, but you're looking at your builds and you're like, this is the dude that I have more of, and he is going to win me a shitload of money tonight. Who is that guy in your lineups? Noto, I'll let you go first.
I'm going to go Kuminga as the guy that's going to do it for me.
Okay. Chop, who's your guy that's going to win you a bunch of money tonight?
Yeah, it's easy because he's a higher salary guy, but I'm way over the field on Şengün. I think there's a monster game coming out of that one, so I think he's going to have a big year. So I'm way over on Şengün, and you'd be surprised. I don't think the ownership is high enough on him if he does what I think he's going to do.
So my whole thought on this night is that Amen is not going to be aggressive, and he's going to be too passive, and he does not score more than 12, 13 points. And my pivot to that, foolishly as hell, has been Reed Shepherd. I'm playing so much Reed Shepherd. That's my guy. If Reed Shepherd goes off, like, I've won all the money.
You never know, man.
But smarter and more realistically is Chop's thought that one of those, someone needs to be the facilitator on the team. And maybe Amen gets in foul trouble. Maybe he just doesn't have a good game. And they run the whole offense through Şengün. And maybe that's the right choice, is that I needed to get in more Şengün and less Reed freaking Shepherd. But man, I'm like 60% Reed Shepherd in my lineup.
So you like Reed Shepherd?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happens. This is what I love doing in football.
Let's hear it.
You like a guy, and then you're a week early on him, right? And then everybody wants, or actually he's maybe kind of popular or whatever. And then everybody watches him have that bad game. But man, you don't get dissuaded by it. And you come back the next game and you absolutely hammer him. So even though maybe he has a poor game tonight, and everybody will be off of him in game 2 thinking that's how things are going to go, Reed Shepherd will have a GPP winning performance in the first month of the season. Maybe it'll be game 2.
Yeah, I love that, because I do feel like I'm probably early on him, and I don't want to give up on him. There's a small child over here, in case you couldn't tell what those pigtails were. Anyways, no, I love that. And I do think he's a guy that does have that upside, and maybe tonight's not his night, but I'm going to play him until he gets there. Like, he's my guy early this season. He's going to get there. And I do think if he has a bad game and his price goes down, even better. Jam more of them in next time. That's how I feel.
The baseball was on last night. They say something in baseball, the managers, they say in playoff baseball, when they go to take their pitcher out, I've heard this said before, like, I'd rather be one batter too early than one batter too late taking him out.
Yeah.
In the case of DFS, I'd rather be one night too early than one night too late to find that guy who's going to drop the GPP winning score. So keep playing him if you like him.
Love it. Okay. We got a few more questions coming in, which is great. We still have 6-7 minutes until lock. I'm impressed. The show is nearly gone an hour, so let's keep rolling on with these questions. We may actually make it to lock. Noto Bean says, FanDuel GPP, would you play Şengün with Heald and Vincent, or fade Şengün and play Hartenstein, Thompson, Dort? Dave, you want some of that?
I think the second combo is like the better projecting combo. So I'm not a Buddy Hield guy. I can't play him. So I'll probably go number 2. Man, I was just looking at our newest ownership projections. We got Şengün at 10% on DraftKings. Jeez.
Even better.
That's juicy. Right? That's juicy.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Scrolling up just a little bit. Here we go. Coming right back to you, Noto. Luka Pods or SGA and Reeves?
That one's tough. I think I'm going to go. I can't make a lineup that doesn't have Luka. So
yeah.
I
literally do not have a single lineup that doesn't have Luka. So I'm with you on that. Who's getting a triple double? Is it Şengün or is it Amen Thompson?
Who's that for?
I don't care. Both of you.
I think more than likely tonight it's Şengün, but they
both have legit potential.
I think also part of Amen tonight is just don't get in foul trouble, but here's your assignment. Guard SGA. Don't worry about anything else on the offensive end. We'll take care of it. Do what you do. Be a tornado out there, but guard SGA and to your best ability. And so I think it's going to lead to a lot of Şengün tonight.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Which cheapie will be optimal on DK? And this is maybe the key to the whole night. We all know Luka's going off, probably. Which cheapie is optimal? So we'll call it cheapie under 5K on DK. Chop, who do you got under 5K that you absolutely love?
So optimal means that they put up that massive or big time performance And I think there's a lot of solid options in that category. But one of the guys who can stuff the stat sheet and do really and have that kind of game is Jake LaRavia. So I'll go LaRavia.
Okay. Noto, you got a different name for me?
Nah, it's going to be the same guy.
Wow. Okay. Very good. Can I play Şengün and Adams? Is Şengün and Adams viable? Noto, just absolutely wrecking the boards, get every rebound in the game.
I don't think it's bad just because Adams is cheap. And yeah, if he gets, 10 and 8, you're probably looking pretty good.
Like, I don't think it's at all crazy for him to get a double-double, right? Like 12 and 10, that's very, very possible, isn't it?
Yeah,
very much so. If we're trying to project what these teams are going to be this year, and we haven't seen them this year, we were going by last year, and last year you could rebound on OKC, and you can, so yeah, I think it's possible. But also to that point in the NBA, so in football, just an example, I don't want to jam too many wide receivers and tight ends from the same team on my lineup. I mean, they're kind of taken away from each other. Maybe you could double stack, but that's maximum.
Yeah.
In the NBA, it's all about the salary. It doesn't matter. You can jam 5 guys from the same team if the price is right. And with Adams, that price is right. So it's perfectly fine to play that if you feel good about it.
All right, we got to bring this to an end because this is I gotta acknowledge the more important things in life here.
I got some fresh chick parm waiting for me, man.
I think we should go, baby. Yeah. Okay. We're going to clear on out of here. We did most of the questions. I think we did great. Just moments until lock. Oh, we got just 1 or 2 more in the Discord. Thoughts on Rui? Are you boys playing Rui? I have like one Rui lineup.
I'm not much interested in him.
Yeah. Noto?
Nope.
No. All right. And would you play SGA and Luka together in a FanDuel GPP? SGA and Luka together.
If you can find the salary for you, feel good about the rest of your team, there's no problems with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we are going to clear on out of here. Good stuff as always. That was fun, man. First night of NBA, and I feel like it's going to be fun to watch, and I feel good about my lineup. So I appreciate you guys, Chop and Noto. We're going to clear on out. So for Noto, for Chop, for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you tomorrow. You have been crunched.